Dive. I'm Sarah. And, if you're like me, you've probably looked at lists of side hustles and just felt, wow, totally overwhelmed. So many options. Where do you even start? But today, we're aiming to cut through all that noise.
And I'm Michael. Yeah, we got this huge piece of research dropped on us, basically a document detailing 67 lucrative side hustles. And the source is pretty bold, saying you could literally start building these today.
Which sounds almost too good to be true, right?
It does, but this wasn't just some random list. It feels more like a blueprint. Our Beyond Busy Work team really dug into this, trying to make it genuinely insightful for you.
Exactly. So that's our mission for this deep dive. Take these 67 ideas, sort them out, make them digestible, put them into real categories so you can actually see where your skills might fit.
Because the promise is there. These are active ways to potentially generate revenue, not just theoretical ideas.
Okay, so the source material actually starts somewhere interesting before the list even begins. It talks about philosophy, mindset.
Yeah, it insists on getting your head right first, which I thought was smart. Before you even glance at job titles, there are these initial steps.
Let's unpack that, because honestly, that mindset piece feels like the biggest hurdle sometimes. What are these non-negotiable first steps, according to this?
It really boils down to two main action points. First, explore. Really figure out what you genuinely enjoy doing.
Makes sense. A side hustle you hate is just another job.
Exactly. They'll just burn out. And then action point 2 is find out how AI can help amplify whatever that thing is right from the start.
AI. Okay. So technology isn't just an add-on later, it's foundational.
That's the message. It has to be your partner in scaling, even if you're starting super small.
I appreciate the emphasis, but, for someone trying to start today, maybe with zero extra cash, doesn't master AI tools sound a bit daunting, like a big barrier?
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
And the source kind of anticipates that. It gives this context saying, and I'm quoting loosely here, we all started like this, meaning the initial AI part might just be using a free tool for something simple, like, brainstorming ideas with an AI assistant, or maybe basic scheduling. It's not about building some crazy complex platform on day one.
Okay, so it's demystifying it a bit. Start small, use accessible tools.
Right. It just requires a starting point. And, we have 67 potential starting points, all categorized now.
Perfect. Let's dive into those categories then, starting with what feels like the bedrock of the digital world, the written word. We found a ton of opportunities here for people strong with language.
Absolutely. And the research suggests the real value, the top tier stuff, is around thought leadership. Right at the top of their list was ghostwriting.
Which isn't just books anymore, is it?
Not at all. It's huge for executive thought leadership. Yeah. Writing articles, LinkedIn posts, maybe even speeches for high-level folks who need a strong voice but just don't have the time. That skill, being able to mimic a voice and research fast, that apparently commands premium rates.
Interesting. And then below that, you have the more standard stuff.
Yeah. The workhorse roles, you could call them. Yeah. Content creation for blogs, obviously, and something that's really growing. Freelance, newsletter, article writing, especially for those niche audiences.
Right. And it's not just creative writing either. The source got pretty specific about the technical side.
Oh, yeah. SEO content writing, which is a whole different beast, isn't it? It's less about beautiful prose and more about understanding search engine algorithms.
Making sure Google finds it.
Exactly. Writing for the machine, essentially, as much as for the human reader. That distinction is key.
And then there are the polishers.
Right. Book editing and proofreading, still essential. And then a niche that's just exploded with global content. Freelance translation services.
Which makes sense. Everything's global now.
And within translation, they even highlighted something super specific. Freelance subtitle translation.
Oh, like for Netflix and YouTube?
Precisely. It's not just about getting the words right. It's the timing, the cultural nuances, making it fit the screen technically. High volume, apparently. So yeah, the writing is huge. Creating, structuring, refining, translating.
Okay, so you've written the content, but it needs a place to live online. That brings us to the next chunk of ideas: design, development, and tech infrastructure. This is where things get really interesting, I think.
Yeah, this is where the visual side meets the pure logic side. Visually, it's not just basic graphic design anymore. They highlighted freelance UX UI design.
Okay, wait, let's pause there because people mix those up all the time, UX and UI. Can you clarify the difference and why it's listed as lucrative?
Good point. So UI, user interface, that's the look and feel, the colors, the buttons, how it looks visually. UX, user experience, is deeper. It's how someone moves through a site or app to get something done. Does it make sense? Is it easy?
So UX is about the flow, the logic.
Exactly. And a good UX designer solves business problems. They help make sure users don't get frustrated, they stay, they buy, they sign up. That's why it's valuable. Then you also have standard graphic design services and the very focused website landing page design, which is all about getting that one specific action, that conversion.
And then we get to the heavy hitters, the real tech builds.
Right. Freelance web development, that's foundational, obviously, building the actual websites and apps. But the one that really caught my eye, the high-level consulting role, was virtual enterprise architecture services.
Okay, that sounds intensely complicated. What is that?
It does, doesn't it? Think of it like this. If a web developer builds one house, the enterprise architect designs the whole city plan for a company's technology.
Ah, okay. Big picture stuff.
The biggest picture. How all their databases, software, cloud services, future plans, how it all fits together and works efficiently for the next, say, 5 years. It needs deep knowledge, serious experience, hence the high potential fees. But it also means you have to keep learning because that landscape changes so fast.
Makes sense. Okay, let's shift gears. Away from the code and design, towards the people who organize things, the service and management hub section. These seem like roles needing that human touch, coordination, admin skills.
Yeah, these are the roles that keep the digital world running smoothly behind the scenes. You've got things like virtual assistant services handling admin tasks remotely, and absolutely essential, virtual bookkeeping.
Can't run a business without knowing the numbers.
Exactly. Compliance, managing finances, businesses need that sorted long before they need, fancy new code.
Right. And then there are the outreach roles, the ones focused on marketing and connection.
Definitely. The source listed things like social media management for small businesses. That's a constant need. Moving into more specialized stuff like niche influencer marketing.
Finding those specific voices for specific products.
Right. And the related job of actually doing the influencer outreach and management, building those relationships. Then there's logistics, event planning and coordination, and its digital twin, virtual event hosting.
Which blew up recently, obviously.
Hugely. And look at these really specific niches. Airbnb property management, that's a whole business combining logistics, customer service, marketing. And this one I liked, podcast guest booking services.
Huh. A hustle built entirely on networking.
Pretty much. Professional matchmaking for the podcasting world. Very specific, very relationship driven.
Okay, now let's talk about turning personal expertise into income. This section on coaching, wellness, and personal expertise transfer. This is where the list got incredibly diverse.
Yeah, this whole section felt like the direct result of that first piece of advice. Explore what you enjoy. If you know something really well, chances are you can package it and sell it as expertise.
Absolutely. Like if you're great at navigating the job market, you could offer resume writing and career coaching, or maybe virtual public speaking coaching.
Or if you understand sales inside and out.
Yeah.
Sales strategy consulting. Huge demand.
And the whole wellness category is massive now, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. The source listed, personal fitness coaching, online meditation, and mindfulness coaching. Even things like creating customized workout plan creation online. It's all virtual, low overhead, potentially high margin advice.
What struck me, though, were the hyper niche consulting ideas. Things I wouldn't have even thought of as a business, like virtual college application consulting.
Right, or virtual home staging consultant, helping real estate agents make homes look good online. Or even virtual color consultant for home decor.
And virtual wardrobe organization services. I mean, it proves that if you have deep expertise in practically anything, even organizing closets, there's likely a digital market for it.
It's a perfect illustration of how personalized advice scales really well online. And actually, for anyone interested in staying sharp on how tech intersects with business strategy, like how AI can amplify these very coaching services, you should definitely check out our Tech Bites LinkedIn weekly newsletter. We often dive into exactly those kinds of automation and strategy topics.
Good plug. Okay, moving on. Creating the actual content people consume. Media production and visual arts. This clearly reflects the just insatiable demand for multimedia stuff.
Yeah, and podcasting and video feature heavily here, as you'd expect. You've got the technical side, freelance video editing, and the performance side, freelance voiceover work.
Still huge fear.
Massive. And of course, podcast production and hosting itself, plus the specific skill of podcast editing and production. And obviously, YouTube content creation.
Well, we also saw some really crucial roles focused on accessibility. That feels important.
It really is. It's becoming an ethical standard and often a legal requirement. So skills like freelance closed captioning and freelance audio description for visually impaired audiences, those require speed, accuracy, and specific technical know-how. Feels like a pretty future-proof area.
Definitely. And on the purely visual side.
Well, traditional photography services are still listed events, portraits, stock photos, but also the high-tech angle, drone photography and videography, and for artists, online art sales and commissions, the internet as your global gallery.
Okay, final category. This one is all about teaching skills. The instructor and niche skills section. More proof that if you know something, you can teach it online.
Absolutely. It starts with the traditional stuff. Online tutoring in subjects like language or mathematics, always steady demand there. But then it gets really specific and creative.
Like what?
Like online cooking classes, online origami class instruction, online calligraphy class instruction, online photography classes, online music lessons. You name it, someone's probably teaching it online.
It's incredible. And kind of tying all that together is online course development, right?
Yeah.
Packaging that knowledge so you can sell it over and over.
Exactly, that asynchronous model. Looking back at this whole category, the sheer variety from something academic like math tutoring to something practical like dropshipping e-commerce or even online chess tutoring, it just hammers home that almost any expertise, however niche it seems, probably has a global market you can reach digitally today.
So after wading through all 67 ideas, what's the big takeaway? It feels like the opportunity to start something today is genuinely real. The barriers aren't really money or location anymore.
They seem to be more about clarity, figuring out your angle, and then just, the commitment to actually do it.
Right.
But here's a final thought. Building on what the source kept emphasizing about AI, maybe the most important question isn't just what skill you pick from a list like this. Maybe it's how quickly can you figure out ways to use automation, even simple AI tools, to scale that skill, to move beyond just trading your time directly for money.
Ooh, that's a powerful point. Scaling from day one, essentially.
That seems to be the underlying message for long-term success in this landscape.
Okay, wow. That is a lot to think about. We know sorting through this is the hard part. So if you're still trying to figure out your starting point, you absolutely need to download our free guide. It's called Your Side Hustle Idea ebook, Finding Your Fit and Fueling Your Future. Seriously helpful. The link is right there in the description.
And if you're past the idea stage and thinking more about scaling or strategy, we've got other deep dives ready for you. Check out our playlist. We've got episodes on things like 7 side hustles to hit $1K a month, and a whole discussion on online course and coaching. Again, links are in the description below.
Definitely check those out. And please share your favorite side hustle idea in the comments below. Whether it was on this list or something completely different, we really want to hear what you're working on or thinking about.
Yeah, we love seeing those. And if you found this deep dive useful today, please do us a quick favor. Hit that like button, share it with your network if you think they'd benefit, and of course, subscribe to Beyond Busy Work for more insights on working smarter.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.